How's it going, everyone? It's me, Whiplashthesnake here, bringing you a video that normally I wouldn't kind of make. I mean, like, this is supposed to be a life story video. Why am I talking about a news thing? I know I'm not Philip DeFranco or shit like that, but we got stuff to talk about. Okay, it's important to me, and I think there can be a pretty good discussion in the comments of what you guys actually think of it, because I'm going to be giving my opinions about this story, and of course I do want to know what you guys think. If you think that I'm completely wrong in my stance, or if I'm correct and you agree with me, because, well, this is definitely a polarizing topic. I mean, it's basically gun control. Well, welcome to the channel. Thank you. It's great. Well, okay, maybe it's not that severe, but I mean, it does kind of have to do with guns quite a bit. It has to do with Phoenix Comicon 2017, which is an event going on in my state currently. And for those of you who are unaware of the situation, or are unfortunate enough to be at the lines right now, not knowing what's going on, and you're just looking this up, and you're just discovering it now, some shit went down on Thursday. This, of course, being May 25th, or also known as the first day of the convention. And what happened on this day, you can probably see it in the title. A man went to Phoenix Comic-Con after making some social media posts. All we know about this man at the moment, we don't know his name. Even if we did, I wouldn't say his name because he's just a complete psychopath. But all we do know is that he was around 30 years old, he was a guy, and he actually wasn't an attendant of the Phoenix Comic-Con event. I mean, he just kind of showed up and walked in. And on this man, he was carrying 3 handguns, a shotgun, a bunch of knives, and also ammunition for the guns that he was carrying. Yes, they were real guns. They weren't propped fake ones, you know, plastic BBs. No, they were real guns. And, well, the only reason he ended up getting caught, or intercepted I should say, is because he made a few social media posts, as I mentioned before, and he had been posting pictures of cops and, like, security people and people he intended to shoot. Basically, he was going there to shoot up some officers. And of course, this being a massive public event, I'm sure a few other people would be unfortunate victims of that. Fortunately, nothing happened. He was arrested before he was able to do anything, before he was actually able to pull out his crazy plan of trying to kill people, which, you know, that's an obvious no, you're not supposed to do that, shit's bad. But the fact that this almost did happen, I mean, it was probably literal minutes away from actually happening if the cops hadn't gotten there and tackled the guy to the ground. The fact is that after that event happened, the police decided to step in and talk to the owners of the event, and they wanted to raise the event's security by quite a bit. And walking around the convention on Thursday, I was there, you could see cops just kind of walking around talking to people who were carrying around, like, weapons that were for their cosplays, you know, swords, foam axes, stuff like that. And it's just something that we kind of noticed as we were walking around, like there would be cops talking to people who were cosplaying, carrying like some weapon of some sort. And me and my friends, we weren't dressed up at all, we had no cosplay, we weren't carrying anything except for a backpack, but you know, we were looking at some like swords and bows and shit because this shit's fucking awesome. And eventually one of the friends that I was with gets a text from one of her own friends who, well, actually got stopped by a cop and was talked to, and this is when she learned of the incident that happened upstairs. We were down inside of the exhibitor hall at the moment, and as we learned about it, we went up to the nearest security person, one of the volunteers that was working there, and asked him, like, you know, we heard, like, weapons were going to be banned, like the cosplay weapons, and at the time he's like, okay, we're not allowed to make any comments, you know, we don't know what's happening, like, we can't make a comment, so please go away. And we did. We fucked off very good. And as we were leaving, we saw a Facebook post by Comicon, and it was something that they were updating the public on. I'm sure not everyone has seen it yet, so I'm just going to give a brief description of it here. The post basically started off telling about the incident that happened, and then going on to say that because of it, all prop weapons are going to be banned for the rest of the convention. And they were advising everyone to leave the weapons, all the props and everything, inside of their hotel rooms, in their cars, at home. Basically just to not bring it to the convention because it will not be allowed in. These weapons including but not limited to just regular BB guns, swords, plastic guns, fake shields, things made out of cardboard, hammers, baseball bats, just basically any weapon. It's just not allowed, okay? Also, there are going to be only a few entrances into the convention now. The center street is going to be off limits for the public, and at the 3 entrances, everyone is going to be screened, have their bags searched, and basically it's a security checkpoint. The stuff that you go through at the TSA, stuff that you go through when going into Disneyland, you know, the things that make long lines. And literally in their Facebook post, they told everyone, recommending to not bring a lot of shit so that they don't have to search. It's fucking Comic-Con. This is gonna take forever. People are gonna bring a lot of shit. You know that they are. And also, they recommend if you do purchase any of the weapons inside the vendor hall, that you should bring it back to your car, back to your hotel room, back home, you know. Just, you know, don't take it out of the box that you bought it in. It has to be sealed. If they see you walking around with a weapon that you just purchased from a place, you're gonna get tased, and or, you know, probably just asked to take it out of the convention center, and or they may confiscate it. But, you know, it's just probably how it's gonna work. You're gonna be taking stuff back if you plan on buying one of those epic swords from the 20 booths that are selling them. But as far as everything else, that's basically the main changes that are going to be happening, and they're taking effect on Friday, May 26th, and they're going to be lasting through the rest of the convention. So if you had a nice cosplay that you're putting together, you worked really hard on one of the weapons, so bad you're not going to be able to take it there because crazy guy decided to bring gun. And here is where things go into conversation, because I can see people on both sides of the fences. Yes, I can see why they did it. It makes the event safer, it makes everything so you're not getting killed when you're trying to go see your animes and your Comic-Cons. It's a step to try and make everything safer because, you know, people might get uncomfortable if they see people walking around with real swords and bows. Especially if they only have an orange twisty tie around it. But in all my years of going to Comic-Con, this is where the conversation comes in. There hasn't really ever been any kinds of attacks on this scale. I mean, everything has been purely tame. And really, most of the people that have them are there just because they're cosplaying, it completes the cosplay, and they're there to have fun. I mean, sometimes just the weapon they're carrying completes like 50% of the cosplay that they're doing. It makes the character recognizable. And I foresee a lot of people getting upset that their cosplays are being torn apart because one person decided they wanted to shoot some cops. Because basically that's punishing thousands and thousands of actual convention attendees for the actions of one man who wasn't even part of the convention in the first place. You know, ruining the enjoyment of people that are there to, you know, have fun because one crazy person just showed up one day. Something that was completely out of anybody's control. I mean, it's no secret at this point that I'm against the rulings and what happened, because I believe that it's taking away from the spirit of the convention because one crazy person decided to show up one day. And honestly, I don't see it fixing anything because, well, everyone that's there has the weapons for their cosplay. They don't plan to use them for anything. Suddenly they're punished, they no longer get to use them, they have to leave them at home, or they have to go back to their cars and drop them off because they didn't know about this incident and were stopped at the door because they decided to carry a bow because they decided to dress up as an Assassin's Creed character. Holy shit, oh my god. Get out, you murders. Meanwhile, the people who were there just trying to have fun get punished. Someone who hasn't even been there, isn't attending the convention, isn't there for any other reason but to hurt people, just kind of shows up in a truck and mows down a few people. It's basically how these things work. If someone's going to Comicon planning to shoot up a bunch of people, the fact that there's a security screening now isn't going to deter them. They're gonna shoot the people if they're gonna shoot the people. Fuck, they'll even shoot the people in the line probably because it'll be an hour wait. But honestly, banning lightsabers, banning weapons made of cardboard, banning a shield, banning... This thing went way too far, okay? It's one crazy person, he showed up, he decided he was going to do some bad shit, and it just happened to be at Phoenix Comic-Con, and now the entire convention has been, well, turned into an airport security checkpoint. Really, you can tell that I'm against it, but I do want to know your guys' opinions on this story, and I want to see if you guys think that I'm wrong, if you guys think that they are going a bit far, what you think would have been a better solution was. Just leave them down in the comments below, and, well, go ahead and bash this dude that decided to try and shoot up a few police officers, because that's pretty fucked. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thank you for going ahead and watching this story. I know it's different from any of the other stuff that I normally talk about. And yes, I realize I've been gone again for a long time. I'm sorry. I'm working on the I'm working on the next review, okay? It's very long yet. But if you are new to the channel, make sure to check out my last video. It was about an ES Arcasian, so I mean, that's cool. I heard they finally stopped. That's ultra cool. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check me out on Twitter, and also check out Lord Bung because he's awesome and he does pubcast things and he makes drawings and yeah. But anyways, guys, I will see you on the next one. This is Whiplash signing out.